And on this episode of I Cannot Trust You, we have this from ApexStudio.com. Granted, I don't believe this is a real headline. It's certainly written poorly. However, I saw this. I think I'm going to react on it anyway, but let me read it the way it's written. Alan Ritchson would be in negotiations to live Eddie Brock / Venom in the new MCU, starring alongside Tom Holland. Now, I'm assuming that meant Alan Ritchson might be in negotiations to star as Eddie Brock / Venom in an upcoming Spider-Man movie. What the hell happened at the end of Venom? That we had that post-credit scene. Yes, I understand something happened with the Sony Spider-Man villain verse, whatever it was. Craven did terrible, Madam Web did terrible, Morbius did terrible. There was a lot of plans I think they had with a universe going forward. They dropped the ball with every single solitary one of them. Madam Web might be the only one that did not stand a chance before it happened, but the others, man, the possibilities were literally endless. We could have gotten a Craven cinematic universe. We could have gotten multiple Morbius movies. We could have gotten a bunch of Venom movies that didn't absolutely suck. I hated the Venom movies. Hated how in every movie he's fighting symbiotes. Like, Venom had other villains. In fact, I think the first one shouldn't have been him fighting a symbiote. I think the first time we saw him fighting a symbiote should have been Carnage in the second one. The first one should have been some, I don't know, Task Force X type of situation where we had a bunch of Spider-Man villains that were all teamed up, something maybe like a security team or something like that for the bad guys in the first one, and that's who's going against Venom. So we would see, oh wow, the Beetle, that would have been kind of interesting to see, but like an awesome live-action looking Beetle today. Why couldn't you guys do that? No. Instead, we got symbiote, second movie, symbiote, third movie, more symbiotes. And now it's over. I hated the third one. I said, I'm glad this thing's over. However, at the same time, they had plans for a Null movie and a King in Black one with the comic book series there. They were really, really banking on this thing to work. But back to this headline, Alan Ritchson. Listen, the guy, I actually didn't know his existence before Reacher. He was in some Varsity Blues show that, from what I've seen the clips of, he's really funny in. But I started watching, like, wait, this thing is way too overly sexual to start out. It's like, I'm good here, guys. He was Aquaman in, I think, the Smallville verse. I don't think he was Aquaman in the Grant Gustafson Flash, but you know what? He's been around a bit. Reacher was the first thing I saw him and was like, okay, you are now making your way. You're making the rounds. You've moved up the ladder. Then what happened? The Ungentlemanly Warfare movie was coming out. A week before that, I covered this on my channel. A few videos of it, actually. This dude went on a tear to destroy his own movie. Went out to all these interview places, crapped on Trump, crapped on the church, crapped on the police. I forgot, it was some other actor he crapped on. It was like, what are you doing? You realize that your job is to make me want to see this movie, right? When you're promoting this movie, you want to say positive things. You want to sound like someone I actually want to spend my money to see. What happened? Thing, box office, flop. What did the online community say? Oh, they had all the excuses in the world. No. It's Henry Cavill's fault. That's why the movie flopped. Oh, it was the marketing. It was. I think it was Guy Ritchie, the director. Yeah, he hasn't had a win in a while. No. One of your main actors of the movie went out there and torpedoed his own project. So if I'm Sony, if I'm Marvel, I'm looking at, is Reacher season 2 even good? Is there a third season? I saw the first season. I'm like, okay, it's nice to get an actual, like, tough dude in a show in a very, very, very long time. So that was a nice breath of fresh air. But the show was okay. After season 1, I wasn't running to my couch to watch season 2. So I don't even know if that one came out. But back to Venom. You know what? On paper, he's perfect. He's absolutely perfect. Eddie Brock was just massive dude in the comics. I remember just like a core memory of Eddie was in this containment field. I forgot who he was captured by, but he broke out with just his brute strength, not even as Venom. And the guy in charge said, "You fools! You made the force field strong for a normal person. Eddie Brock's an Olympic level strength man. Like he looks like Alan Ritchson. This guy is massive. Okay, it's not like 5'8" Tom Hardy. No. I ain't playing Venom. Tom Hardy should not be playing Venom. You got to get someone a lot bigger than that." But yeah, on paper, this thing looks like a match made in heaven. The dude, his stock has been rising over the years. He's finally arrived. And what did he do? Torpedoed his stock. So yeah, it looks like a great fit, but I wouldn't trust him. Honestly, if I'm going with Venom, just go with Tom Hardy. Yeah, you had the scene. It makes no sense now, but you know what? There was a time in the MCU where things didn't really make a lot of sense, like canonically, stuff like that. Especially with what was it, Age of Ultron, the after credits scenes there, where Thanos gets the glove and goes, "Fine, I'll do it myself." That had nothing to do with anything later on. And all MCU fans know that scene, they just got rid of that. It made no sense whatsoever. But back then, we could have a scene like that. We could have a movie that didn't make much sense. Now you really can't do that. We expect a lot more now. So will we ever get to see Tom Hardy as Venom again? They should just pop him in the new Spider-Man movie, honestly. Because if we're going to have Spider-Man versus the Hulk team up with the Punisher, it's like, you ain't strong enough to beat the Hulk. You're going to need something a little bit bigger than that. So you know what? If we can get Venom with the Hulk, potentially a Venom Hulk, that'll be interesting. That'll be very interesting to see. But in the end, what do you guys think about that?